Hi, this is Stephanie Rathgaber from McCracken County High School, and today I'm going to walk you through how to set up your Google Classroom. As many of you may know, McCracken County School District has jumped on the Google bandwagon, and we now have access to Google Apps for Education. One of the greatest tools that we have through Google Apps for Education, especially at the high school level, is the Google Classroom itself. So I want to show you how to get that started. In the meantime, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to email me. This is my email address, and that way I can help you walk you through this if you are having trouble following along. And feel free to pause this as you go through and get to where we are in the different steps. So the first thing I want you to look at are the web browsers that the IT department has put onto your computer. Down here in the bottom at your dock, you'll notice you have Safari and you should have Firefox. If you do not have Firefox, you can go up to the top right hand corner of your MacBook, click on the little magnifying glass, and type in Firefox. It is on your computer even if it is not in your dock, because IT has put that on every teacher computer and student computer in the district. So I recommend starting off using Firefox. For some reason, Safari has a few little glitches in it, and it just isn't as compatible with Google Apps or Google Drive or any kind of Google Apps for Education. It tends to slow your browser down, and it tends to just shut down. Firefox seems to work a lot better. Now, another option for you is Google Chrome. If you haven't downloaded Google Chrome, which this was not originally put on your computer, you would have to do that yourself, I highly recommend it. There are a ton of apps that are specifically for Google Classroom within Google Chrome that are completely free for you to use and great resources for you and your students. In the meantime, we're going to work with Firefox because that is what the majority of you have and what you'll be working with. So you're going to open up a Firefox browser, pulls us up to our school homepage, and we're going to go to google.com. Okay, when you're at google.com, you will see this blue sign in button in the top right hand corner. You need to click there. And then I'm going to start from scratch here so you can see what it would look like. And click, and you always have to put in your school email address. So even if you have your own personal Gmail account, you can't access the school's Google Apps for Education with that Gmail account. You have to use your school credentials. So you're going to put in your first name dot last name at mccracken.kyschools.us and click next. And then it's going to look, you're going to get this screen and you're going to think, why am I signing into this twice? Basically, you're signing in first to Google and then secondly to Google Apps. So the way that it's set up, it does require you to put your stuff in twice. You may see multiple accounts on here. If you have student, like sometimes if a kid doesn't have a computer, they might use mine and then their stuff will pull up here. You can click these three little dots and click forget and clear those out if you'd like to. For the most part, just click yours, and then this will pop up. Wanting to know, is it a work or school account, or is it a personal account? You want to make sure you click that it's a work or school account, and you'll notice it says created by your IT department. Your account itself was created by our IT department, and that's what gives you access to Google Apps for Education. So if you click on there, type in your password, and then click sign in. Now, you know that you're signed in when your name comes up in the top right here, and your picture, if you have one attached to your account, is in the top right hand corner in that little circle. It will just be a little outline of a body if you haven't attached a picture to it. I like to do that. It's a fun way at the beginning of the school year for students to get to know me, and then we have a day in class where I make them attach pictures to their account too, because it helps me to learn their names when I'm grading their papers. So once we are signed in to Google with our school accounts, we need to go to Google Classroom, and you can get there by going to classroom.google.com. Now, my screen may look a little bit different than yours because I already have multiple classes signed up, but it will look somewhat similar. And on this screen, you're going to see a couple of different things. You're going to see your username up here at the top, and then there's a button here, shows you your account information. You could sign out if you needed to. On the left-hand side, you see these three little lines, and that is your menu. Your menu is going to show you your class list, your calendar, which you can use and your students can see. If you wanted to map out your entire semester so that your students could see what you were doing at different times and what they were missing, then that's a great way to do that. Work, upcoming assignments, assignments that you've added for students to work on, those are going to be there. Down here at the bottom, you have archived classes. So at the end of a semester or at the end of a school year, you don't just delete your classes, you archive them. That way you don't lose any of the files that you've created, any of the assignments you've created, and in many cases, you don't lose any of the student work. So you want to archive them, that way you can go and pull from them later on. And then you have your different settings on here as well. So you can click settings if you'd like, and that's where you go in and change your profile picture if you want to do that. And whether you want email notifications. I like to keep my email notifications turned on because when a student turns in a late assignment or makes a correction to something or a comment on an assignment, I automatically get a notification that they've done that, and that way I don't forget to go back and update their grade. Okay, so we're going to go back here to our class page. Now, to create your first class, you have a plus sign right up here in the top right. If you click on that plus sign, you have join a class or create a class. Well, you're the teacher in this scenario, so you are going to create that class. And we are going to call this our training class. And we're going to say that this is during 7th period. And click create. Now, if you look at my classes in the background, let me take you back there. You'll notice that I have multiple classes. Some of these are after school clubs. They're not just classes. Some of them are my English classes, but you'll notice I have them listed 1st, 2nd period, 4th, 5th, and so on. A student screen looks very similar to this screen when they log in. It shows all of their Google Classroom classes, and it will put them in order 1st through 6th period so that they can see them in order as they go through. Now you'll also see on this page that you have these tiny little folders. Each class that you create has its own classroom folder. So every assignment that you create will automatically be put in that folder on a Google Drive. Every assignment or every document that is turned in for that assignment will go in its own individual folder. For example, if I click on let's say photography club, because that's an after school club that doesn't have any actual grades assigned to it, but I still have a folder for it. I can click here. It's going to take me to my Google Drive, and it's going to show me my folder for photography club. And this is a shared folder with Miss Abernatha, which you can see up here at the top. And you can add other people to the thing, to the drive itself. You have each folder up here is a different assignment that they've been working on, and then everything they turn in goes to this folder. So these are some of the pictures that they've been taking. But if you look up here, so their first assignment, or today's best, that's like one Thursday after school, what were the best pictures that you took today? You click on here, and it will show you things that were put in for today's best photos. So that is kind of the connection to your Google Drive. Now going back to your classroom, we're going to be working in this training class. And this is what your first class looks like. Now, there's a few different things I want to show you to get you started. One is how to add students to your classroom. So in the bottom left-hand corner is a class code. They will need to log into Google the exact same way you did. Go to google.com, click the blue button in the top right-hand corner, and put in their student email. Now, a student email is their first name dot their last name at stu.mccracken.kyschools.us. their password is going to be the same as their computer password. Okay, so that is usually the last 6 digits of their student ID with an M. Okay, and so if they log in with that, then they should be able to access their Google Apps for Education account, and it will walk them through the exact same steps that I just did with you. Now, when they get to their screen, they will click that plus sign and they will click where it said join a class, and they will put in your class code right here. And you will start to see them pop up in the students section. And this will generate a list in alphabetical order of your students, and it will basically create a grade book for you as well. Now you have 3 things here at the top: the stream, your students, and about. Stream is where you are going to post assignments and things like that, and that's what's always going to be changing and updating within your class. So to post an assignment, all you do over here is hit the plus sign in the bottom right hand corner. Now you have a few different options. You can click reuse post. If there's something that you've done previously, you can click this option, post it back up there again so that they can see it. If you want to do, say, a bell ringer that's just a question, you can create a question. It'll give them a little spot to fill in their answer. You can change this. I'll kind of show you here. You can change it where students can edit answers, or they can reply to each other. When you click ask, hold on. Over here, you can click Save Draft if you want to post it, say, tomorrow, or you can just click Ask. You can also assign it to multiple class periods at one time, okay? You may want to ask them a question that has to do with a video. You can click here. You can search for it on YouTube, click Add, and they can see it. If you